Hi, my name is Monica. I work for Wilderness Safaris, and in my spare time I'm a yoga instructor. I thought that during this week that we were focusing on wellness, on the healing powers of nature, on being in balance with nature, that I would take you through some of our wilderness inspired yoga poses. So the first pose that I would like to take us through on day one is Earth Child, what we refer to as Earth Child. Now Earth Child, you will know as, if you are a yogi, is child's pose. You may know, if you know the Sanskrit, as Balasana or Adho Mukha Virasana. Now there are two versions of a child's pose, and one is very restorative, the other is more active. Now to focus on the restorative one, I want you to come towards the back of the mat, place your ankles on the ground, so untuck your toes, place your ankles on the ground and just come to sit on your heels. Now some people may find this quite uncomfortable, so you can either roll up your mat and place your ankles over the mat like this, just so to elevate your ankles, or you can, if you don't have a mat, you can always use a rolled up towel or a blanket. So you place your feet down, you're sitting on your heels, and you're literally bringing your forehead onto the ground. You want your arms to come alongside you, and you want to have the palms facing upward. And this is your restorative child's pose. It's a very centering pose. It allows you to just ground yourself and to just concentrate on your breathing. And by pressing your forehead onto the mat, you're really getting a feeling of grounding in a sense. If you can't actually reach the mat, you can always use a block, or you can use a book or a blanket, whatever you choose. But it's just really great to actually have your forehead on something. It just allows you to really bring yourself into the moment. And to just really focus on your breathing. Now the more active version of a child's pose is you're actually keeping you keep your toes together where they are, whether you've got your ankles on a blanket or on the mat is fine, and you just literally widen your knees. So your knees want to be about as wide as the mat. And this time, instead of having your arms alongside you, you want to bring your hands all the way as far forward as possible. You want your arms to be about as wide as your shoulders, and you want to open up your hands. Your middle fingers should be pointing all the way forward, and you want to keep extending your fingers as far as you can, but keeping your hips onto, or keeping your sit bones onto your heels as much as you can. I know this could be impossible for a lot of people, but trying to bring your hips back as far as you can, and you literally bringing your head again down onto the mat. And you're reaching as far forward. Again, if you need a block underneath your forehead, that's fine. And you're just wanting to feel an opening up in the shoulders. You're wanting to feel a stretch into the spine. You're wanting to feel your hips open. You can even intensify the shoulder openers by bringing two blocks, or you can bring two books the same width, and you place your hands onto the books or onto the blocks, and you literally try and bring, so you want to try and bring your chest onto the mat as well, and just relax your forehead onto the mat. Now with child's pose, with this wide seated child's pose, this more active pose, you can do various stretches. So it's a really great one to start a yoga class with. You can actually move your fingers across towards the right hand side. Keep your left sit bone or your left hip drawing towards your left heel. You just want to creep your fingers as far to the right as possible, and as you do so, you'll feel a beautiful stretch all the way through the left side of the body. And then obviously, to try and keep the balance in your body, you also want to do it on the other side. You can also find a beautiful twist in this child's pose. You lift up your sacrum, your torso slightly. You bring your right arm underneath. So you thread your right arm underneath the left. Bring the left shoulder onto the mat, and you're literally twisting. You can even reach your right arm up And you can bring it all the way behind you, resting your ear onto the mat. And then again, you'd want to do it on the other side. So you're bringing your right hand underneath you, reaching up the left arm, and then palm faces towards the right hand side, and you bring it down. See if you can actually bring your hand to hold onto the right thigh, and then you can find a beautiful twist here. And then you just come back to center. You lift all the way up. Namaste.